So can we get
with
to the Luke
yes,
offer?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so I wondered why we didn't talk to Luke sooner. I wondered why we didn't talk to Luke immediately upon Sean Gunn saying you need 15,000. He just threw out a random number. It could be anything. You know what I mean? Like it could be 20,000 and it could be 7,000.
Hmm.
Like what's his face is not a reliable source of information.
Right.
Kirk is not a reliable source of information.
Meanwhile, Luke basically said the same thing, didn't he?
He basically said the same thing, but he offered more of a solution and he's a more trusted source for information.
Yes.
He's proven to be a capable handy person
Hmm.
and a loyal friend,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah,
he
I felt
crawls.
much better at his assessment, even though, like, maybe Kirk has some sort of piece of paper, what do you call those? A course that he took and he got his little license or whatever. So I guess Luke knows about termites and everything. He could just know everything. But yeah, I trust him more than I trust Kirk.
Yeah, it sounds like Luke's been around old houses. Like Kirk was saying that he was afraid the house was going to tip over and fall on him, and I feel like no respectable contractor would say that, right? I mean, I know that was for like comedic relief or whatever, but like I don't know. Maybe it makes me want to get a second opinion when someone says ridiculous shit like that. So
Yeah,
Luke
and
comes over.
Luke's background is actually that his father owned a hardware store, and I think not only that, he was pretty handy, and he helped his father in the hardware store, so he might have picked up a thing or two or
Yeah, he
whatever.
knows the guy.
Yeah, he
So he
knows a
crawls
guy.
around under there and he says, I can fix it.
He says, "I know a couple guys."
I know a couple of guys who can fix it. And
This episode should be called, like, "I know a guy,"
I know a guy. I know a couple of guys.
which is
Hey.
so funny that we're doing that accent because he's like, "Oh, I know a couple guys." Oh my god. He actually said, "I can get a couple guys. You wouldn't have to deal with the money right away." And she says, "Why? Because I'm Tony Soprano, right?
Yeah.
Because I know a
Yep.
guy." And I wanna yell at the screen, "No, because 'cause you're a hot chick that he's, like,
Yeah.
way into." He's he hasn't done this for Suki.
We don't know that. Actually, we don't know if Luke and Suki don't have a long, sordid sexual past.
I mean, she did say, "Hey, you get such better service than me at this place." When Luke was like, "Give me your ice skates." She's like, "Oh, you get really good service here."
See?
I mean, Suki knows what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But that was a good
finally,
offer.
finally, Lorelai figures out that this would be Luke would pay the couple guys up front, and Luke himself would probably work for free, and then she could pay him back when she has the money.
Yeah.
And she finally figures out that's the arrangement and then says no. Why?
Yeah, because it's very taboo to get into
Loan
money
money
dealings with
between
friends.
friends?
Yeah, but, once you become an adult, like, Luke feels more like her family than her mom in terms of, like, emotion and daily access, and they said, "I'll be here for you," That is how you are for other people, and not to count other people's money, but I think he'll be okay. He's saying he'll be okay, and you need to return it. You just need to, like.
It's not, yeah, he's not giving you a $15,000 gift that you are going to owe him. He knows you're good for it.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Like, she's not going to default on the Luke loan.
and she can, because anybody can, but they can drop an agreement if they want, and she would
Yeah.
default on it if she would default on the bank, but I think she has a good credit history in
But
terms
even
of,
if Luke charged her interest, it
right.
would be better interest rate than the bank.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you would even if you paid it back at the same rate, it's cheaper to go with Luke.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
It's so weird that she absolutely wouldn't even consider that.
I think many people wouldn't. I think I
Have you never
would.
hired a friend to work for you?
Hired, yes, yes. Have I ever borrowed money from a friend? I don't think I've borrowed money. I've
Not that
lent?
much. I've borrowed money, but not with a comma.
Right, not with a comma. Yeah, not lent
Yeah.
or borrowed with a comma.